Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to share with you a recording of a call I did last week. This lead was brought to me by one of the students in my mentorship, the Wholesaler's Blueprint, where basically we help new real estate investors and wholesalers get started in the business. If that's you, the link is the first link in the description below. You get free access to our Discord and free access to a lesson plan. So that's going to help you get started if that's something you're interested in. We'd love to see you on there. Now, here's the thing. This lead was brought to me. The student was able to get the 4 pillars, get an understanding of, the condition of the property, the motivation behind selling it, what the asking price is. And then basically she gets that information, brings the lead to me, and my job is to close it, get it under contract, sell it to an investor so we both get paid on the deal. It's pretty awesome. The reason I want to share this call with you is because if you're new to this space, this video could provide a lot of value. I want to share some of the things that I do on this call that will help you potentially get more deals to the finish line. So stoked to have you here again. If you want to join our free Discord, first link in the description below. Love to see you on there. Stick around. Okay, so real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 3 things that I do on this call that I think will help you get more deals to the finish line. So the very first thing is at the very beginning of the call, I asked the seller to bring me up to speed on what's going on with the property. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm allowing them to talk. I'm allowing them to tell me the situation. This deal is pretty, clear cut, and I do kind of have an understanding of what's happening, but I really want to make sure that me and the seller are on the same page, and that it's not just me telling him, hey, this is what I'm going to give you for the property. I want him to tell me, hey, this is the situation, this is my scenario. I want him to feel heard, and that's going to allow me to create rapport with the seller. The second thing I do is I anchor. So on this call, I go and I find some other properties and I say, hey, I saw this property, which is really close to your property, sell for this dollar amount. And I saw this other property in a similar condition, sell for this dollar amount. Now, if I want your property to look like the other property that's been upgraded, I have to spend some money and I have to make some money. So I'm explaining to him what it is that I'm going to do with the property. And I even say in there, look, I have to put money into this property and I've got to hold it and I got to do all these things, and I'm not going to do that for free. And I want him to know that I'm doing this as an investor and I need to make money. So that's the second thing that I do. The third thing that I do is you'll notice at the very end of the call is when he says, hey, let's go, I'm ready to do this thing, I just zip it. I don't say anything else. I don't try to sell more. I don't try to give additional details, none of that stuff. I'm like, awesome. As soon as he tells me he's ready to go, I'm like, cool, let me confirm your email address. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send over the paperwork. So I hope this provides some value. I would love some feedback. Any questions you have, throw them in the comment section. I do my best to answer everyone. I actually don't do my best. I answer every question that's asked. So if you have a question, throw in the comment section. And also don't forget, first link in the description below gets you access to my Discord where we can chat and do some deals together. I'd love to see you on there too.
Hello, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
We got 2 Johnnies on the phone. Is what's happening.
So you're gonna echo the whole conversation.
Right. Cool, man. Well, hey, John, it's good to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Hey, so Sharon was mentioning that you had a couple properties. I think you're helping your parents sell them. Is that what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome, cool. We reached out to the agent. I can't remember what's his name, Sharon. I can't remember what the agent's name is. It Jerry?
Brian.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, Brian. We reached out to him yesterday, just trying to kind of connect with him on like the tax scenario. I don't know like a ton of details about the property. That's kind of why I wanted to just get on the phone with you and just see what was going on. Is there any chance? I'm specifically referencing the land because it's my understanding like that's like the one that you guys are really trying to get rid of like the soonest or something. Can you just like maybe bring me up to speed on like the scenario or what the heck's going on with that?
Oh no, my parents, they had a few properties and they just older, so they stopped paying taxes. They never put the taxes in the monthly payment like the average landlords would do. They come up with the money all at the end of the year. So as they got older, they got into dementia cases and they just got behind on things.
I see.
And I live in a whole other state, and from my understanding, they was okay. By them being okay, I thought everything else was okay. Everything was coming down.
I see.
So when I jumped in, I picked them particular 2 properties are the last two. The last 2 for now. In the future, I'll have 2 more.
Okay, got it. So then when here's the thing. So I was looking at the land over on Felton Street. I think that's the one, right? Felton Street is the land.
Yep.
So I was just kind of checking it out, right? It's 7,200 square feet in terms of lot size. And I'm just like, so my job here, I'll just tell you what I do and how me and Sharon work together. I'm an investor. Sharon like kind of helps me find properties that basically we can do one of two things. We can buy them and either, add value and sell them, or add value and put renters in there. That's kind of what we're looking to do. When the first thing that I always do whenever I'm looking at a property is I look for other properties that are similar that have sold in the area. And that gives me an idea of like what the value is, right? So I know the property is listed at 45,000. I'm trying to get an idea of how to peg a value on this property. And I'm just wondering, like where did that number come from? Did it come from an agent, or is that what you guys are thinking it's worth, or is that like what the back owed taxes are or something? I'm just trying to get an idea there.
I have no idea about that. I have no clue for how they came up with the number.
Okay.
All that was before I jumped into the scenario.
Got it.
I'm sure it is too. That's the only reason I wanted Brian and Bob, because he's supposed to know all the numbers and everything. For whatever answers you have, he should know on point.
Okay.
So I know he knows on point.
Well,
Because if you sent me to look for something, I would just call him and he would tell me. I'm
looking at a property that's literally it borders Felton. It crosses. It's on Green Street. It's literally like you could probably throw a baseball to this house. This is a 2-bedroom, a bath house. It's a house at 872 square feet, and the house is listed for 65,000. I'm sorry, it's sold for 65,000. There's a house again. It's kind of across the street. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. This house sold for 50,000. So when I look at land that's within proximity to the property, I can only find 2 lots that have sold. The one has sold. It sold for $7,200, and then the other one sold for $10,000. So what I asked Sharon is, well, is there something I don't know about this property? Like, is it in some sort of area that maybe there's additional value because of whatever reason? And she didn't know that. So that's why I'm calling. I'm just trying to get an idea of what the land's actually worth.
You completely make sense to me. Like, I understand what you're saying. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk to him and see where the value's coming from with that number. That's basically your question, right? Where they got the number from, and I got you. I'm gonna work it out with him.
And it might not be upside down. There might be some equity there. So if you can, let me know. I can just tell you we're going to be somewhere between this, that $7,000 and $10,000 number. That's where an offer would be, because I think that's what it's worth. This other property over on Green Street. Have you like walked that property? Have you seen it, or just what's on like Zillow or whatever?
Yeah, just what's on. I was there when you took the pictures, but I never walked in or whatever.
Okay, got it.
I never walked in. It's like fire damage that came from the kitchen, I want to say.
Oh, there is? Okay.
And the rest is like smoke damage everywhere else.
Okay, got it. Here's what I'm saying. There is one property that recently sold. What I do is I look for updated properties, because here's what would happen. I would come in, I would buy the property. I'd have to repair everything, right? So I'd have to repair the ceilings, I have to put walls up, windows, all that good stuff. And then basically what I'm looking for is properties, again, within the proximity that have been updated and, what they sold for. So the closest property that I'm finding, it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's about 1,000 square feet. So it's a little bit bigger than the property you guys are selling. It sold for $143,000 on April 11th. So what that tells me is like the most the property could be worth after I put money into it is $140,000. So then the question comes, like, how much money do I have to put in the property? So when you look at a property like this with closing costs, with like time and order, meaning like hold time, meaning it's going to take me 6 months to repair. I didn't know it had smoke damage. That's new news. But between the cost of money and between the whole time, and then of course all of the money I got to put into it, like you're probably talking $80,000 or $90,000, and that's without me making any money. Like I don't want to do it for free, right? So there's a property. It's kind of it's definitely in the proximity. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 865 square feet. So it's similar in size. And this one sold, and it's an as-is cash deal. It sold for $46,000 in July of 2022. So an offer on that property is going to be similar. It's going to be right around that $45,000 number, because that tells me that's where I would need to be in order to rehab it and sell it and make some money. So I didn't want to waste anyone's time and like put in offers in and write up all kinds of contracts and then have like a weird conversation about the prices. It's just easier to talk about it. So I just want to put that on the table, bro. I know I've been talking for a while, but I want you to kind of know where I'm at.
Okay. I mean, as far as I know, my parents, they want to sell it. I got to talk to this guy and see where and how much money we owe, the differences, and then we go from there. Because, I mean, I know it ain't no big comeback on our end and everything, but I just want it out of our hands. So I gotta talk to him, and long as we clear whatever we're trying to get out of. I don't even know what we're trying to get out of. So I'm trying to keep like a gray area here. So it's like,
well,
as long as I know we can get out of whatever we're in, and then we're good. We're good. So I'm gonna call him because he don't give me no attitude or nothing. And I dealt with him with other people, and it was the same thing. Like other houses that we done sold, it was at least 3 other houses, and it's always a problem. So like when Sharon was telling me, hey, what's wrong with this guy? He's acting like this or acting like that, and I'm like, what's wrong with this guy, man? Like talking to people that need answers from him. Like it makes no sense. And he's a cool dude. Like in person, I really don't understand his
yeah.
personality. All right, we met him through a bankruptcy lawyer, and the bankruptcy lawyer was out of California, and he worked for Brian, and we built a relationship with Brian, and because it was me and my son. My son that handled everything before he moved out of the state or whatever. And he was there to answer all the, I don't know, Brian was just directing us in the right hole. And like I said, I would call him for anything. So maybe that's where the attitude is getting from. But he would get paid. Like if we made a deal, he would get his cut. I don't understand why he wouldn't answer your question.
Well, one of the things that we can do, right? So one of the things that we could do is, here's my thoughts. If you don't have a listing agreement, there's nothing that stops us from doing a transaction together. We would do that through a title company, through an escrow company. They handle all the money, all the contracts. It's the same thing. There's just no reason to take a 6% cut and give it to an agent that is not doing anything. For sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, here's the deal. For sure, if you have a contract and he's doing something, like he needs to get paid. Like everyone deserves to get paid if they're working. But if you don't have an agreement and we can come to terms on the money, then maybe maybe we can just work together and you can save that money, and that would probably it would net you more money if you didn't have to pay an agent. And one of the things that we can do is we can have the title company order a payoff and look at the liens on the property to let us know like how much money that's one of the things that happens when the transaction is happening. Title will go in and they will find out how much money is owed on the mortgage, what is the back due taxes, and they'll do all that legwork for us. So then you can figure out like if you're going to make any money, and we can do it. We can structure the deal in a way to where if you don't walk away with any money, then we don't do a deal. You know what I'm saying? We can find out that number without putting you in a weird spot.
All right, well, I moved like this. I called yesterday, and I told Sharon like 3 times. I said, listen, I'm not going to do anything. I'll talk to this guy, let him know what's going on. I get his email, I get his number, and everything's going on. Everything can go forward. So he came through. I told him, and from the way that he was acting, I think it's not professional. So let's go your route. Everything you said in the last breathe. Let's go that route.